It was a quiet Sunday evening in rural Ontario, Canada, on August 15th, 1971. A young man, just 23 years old, is flipping through an old photo album in his cozy living room. The pages are filled with snapshots of adventure scuba diving in crystal clear waters, mountain biking down rugged trails, and skydiving above sprawling landscapes. He lived for adrenaline, always chasing the next thrill. But as he turned another page, there came a knock at the door, a sound that would change everything. Little did he know, this seemingly ordinary moment would spiral into one of the most baffling cases ever recorded. Hey friends, you're in Dreamcatcher Stories, your cozy corner for stories that got lost along the way. Hit me up in the comments and tell me how this one hits you. Now, let's get sneaky and peek behind the curtain. The small town where our story unfolds is picturesque, surrounded by dense forests and rolling hills. It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other, and life moves at a slow, predictable pace. Our protagonist, Michael, had grown up here, but never quite fit the mold of a quiet country boy. To those who knew him, he was magnetic, charismatic, daring, and always pushing boundaries. His walls were adorned with maps marking destinations he dreamed of exploring, and his bookshelves overflowed with tales of survival and exploration. Yet, despite his love for adventure, Michael remained deeply connected to his roots, often spending weekends helping neighbors or visiting family nearby. That fateful evening, Michael sat alone in his modest home, reminiscing about past escapades captured in photographs. As dusk settled over the horizon, casting long shadows across the room, the sudden knock startled him. Pausing mid-page flip, he rose from his chair and opened the door to find a police officer standing on his porch. The officer introduced himself politely, explaining that he was conducting routine checks in the area. Michael welcomed him inside, offering coffee as they chatted casually about local happenings. Nothing seemed unusual until later that night, when strange noises echoed outside Michael's house. As hours passed, unease crept into Michael's mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. A distant rustling in the bushes caught his attention, followed by faint whispers carried on the wind. Venturing cautiously toward the window, he peered out into the darkness, squinting against the glare of moonlight filtering through trees. Shadows danced eerily, though no source could be identified. Returning to his seat, Michael tried dismissing the paranoia, convincing himself it was merely fatigue playing tricks on his senses. However, deep down, he knew better. Let's rewind slightly to understand what led us to this point. Earlier that week, rumors began circulating among townsfolk about peculiar occurrences: missing livestock, unexplained footprints left in freshly tilled soil, and eerie lights hovering near forest edges after sunset. Though dismissed initially as superstition or coincidence, these reports grew increasingly frequent, fueling anxiety within the community. Some whispered of ancient legends tied to the land, while others speculated about outsiders trespassing under cover of night. Whatever the truth, fear brewed silently beneath the surface, waiting for a spark to ignite chaos. Back to the present. Dawn broke without incident, leaving Michael relieved yet unsettled. Determined to uncover answers, he decided to investigate further. Armed with binoculars and a flashlight, he ventured into the woods surrounding his property. What he discovered chilled him to the bone: a series of cryptic symbols carved into tree trunks, forming a crude path leading deeper into the wilderness. Each step forward revealed more unsettling details. Discarded items belonging to missing persons, fragments of torn clothing snagged on branches, and hollowed-out animal carcasses arranged ritualistically around makeshift altars. Then came the twist. Upon reaching a clearing bathed in sunlight, Michael stumbled upon a makeshift campsite littered with personal belongings, unmistakably linked to recent disappearances plaguing the region. Among them lay journals detailing macabre rituals performed by someone known only as Mona, a name whispered with equal parts reverence and dread throughout neighboring counties. According to entries scrawled hastily in ink-stained handwriting, Mona claimed descent from a secretive lineage tasked with maintaining balance between worlds unseen. Her methods? Ritualistic executions designed to appease shadowy entities dwelling beyond mortal comprehension. Public fascination skyrocketed once word spread about Michael's findings. True crime enthusiasts flocked to online forums, dissecting every detail uncovered thus far. Podcast hosts like Linda Hayes dedicated entire episodes to unraveling Mona's twisted ideology, drawing parallels between her actions and historical accounts of occult practices dating back centuries. Listeners became armchair detectives, piecing together timelines and debating theories ranging from psychological manipulation to supernatural intervention. One particularly heated discussion centered around whether Mona acted alone or commanded followers operating covertly within plain sight. Fast forward to 2023, and advancements in forensic technology offered fresh insights into the case. Researchers applied cutting-edge DNA analysis techniques to trace potential links between Mona's victims, revealing patterns previously obscured by time and decay. Dr. Emily Grant, a renowned forensic psychologist specializing in criminal behavior, collaborated closely with Detective Mark Thompson, revisiting cold cases potentially connected to Mona's reign of terror. Their investigation extended beyond Ontario, uncovering similar incidents scattered across North America during the same era. Could these crimes represent extensions of Mona's activities, or were they copycat offenses inspired by media coverage of her atrocities? Meanwhile, social media platforms buzzed with activity as amateur sleuths joined forces with seasoned investigators. Reddit threads dissected evidence, Twitter hashtags trended globally, and YouTube channels uploaded videos analyzing cryptic messages embedded within Mona's journals. One user, Brian Carter, gained prominence after developing an algorithm capable of decoding hidden patterns within archived materials. His work attracted widespread acclaim, sparking renewed interest in unsolved mysteries long forgotten by law enforcement agencies. Are we looking at isolated incidents or part of something larger? Brian asked during a live Q&A session, prompting nods of agreement from participants. Atmosphere shifted dramatically as public intrigue surged once again. Forums buzzed with discussions, piecing together clues and debating theories. Conversations ranged from speculative musings to well-researched arguments supported by hard data. One member, Amanda Grant, gained prominence when she identified similarities between Mona's case and other mysterious deaths involving individuals found miles away from their last known location. Her findings prompted authorities to explore connections previously dismissed as coincidental. Are we looking at copycat crimes? Or does this suggest something larger? By now, you might think the story ends here, but it doesn't. In recent years, new developments reignited interest in the case. Forensic genealogy techniques identified relatives linked to DNA profiles discovered at the crime scene years earlier, prompting investigators to revisit old leads. Detectives traced these connections back to individuals known to associate with underground organizations specializing in illegal technology trade. Could these groups have played a role in Mona's demise? If so, why target someone seemingly disconnected from their operations? Amidst growing intrigue, amateur sleuths joined professional detectives in piecing together fragments of information. Podcasts dedicated to exploring her life and crimes reached millions, sparking debates among listeners eager to solve the riddle themselves. Episodes examining societal factors contributing to her descent into madness resonated strongly with audiences navigating uncertain times. Could such a mind exist today, armed with modern tools and access to classified systems? Host Paul Hayes posed this question rhetorically during the season finale of Time's Unraveling Genius Asterisk, leaving listeners pondering implications long after the episode aired. 2 years later, researchers announced they had decoded messages embedded in artwork created during her final days. Sophisticated image recognition software identified recurring themes tied to specific locations and dates corresponding to known events in her life. This revelation suggested she may have left deliberate clues intended to taunt authorities even beyond the grave. Was she playing games right up until the end? Emily Cotter, a forensic psychologist assigned to analyze her psychological profile, mused aloud during a private meeting with colleagues. Her voice cracked slightly, betraying exhaustion mixed with awe at the complexity of their subject. Atmosphere shifted dramatically as public interest surged once again. Forums buzzed with discussions, piecing together timelines and debating theories. Social media campaigns reached millions, reminding the world of her story and the importance of vigilance. What really happened to her? Is she still alive somewhere, waiting to be found? Or did some cruel twist of fate claim her life that fateful evening? These questions lingered like shadows over Willow Creek, casting doubt and despair over the hearts of those who cared. And there we go, another memory back from the dark. Don't go too far, I've got more mysteries itching to be told. What do you think happened to Michael? Let me know in the comments below. Your thoughts matter, and they shape the stories I share next. So go ahead, type it out, and hit send. I'll see you there.